P. Diddy, I'm sure a lot of you heard about what's going on with him.
What's one misconception about you?
There are no misconceptions about me.
We want to warn you that this video you're about to see is extremely graphic. That was captured inside of a Los Angeles hotel in 2016, allegedly shows
Savage! I'm a savage!
a settled lawsuit filed by Ventura claimed that she was trying to...
Oh! Whatever I want, I'm going to get!
Know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party. This is what happens to the white man.
Lists nearly 20 allegations against Diddy in support of the charges he faces: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
Kinda act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you tried to get in contact with me, you know.
In the movie 48 Hours, right now he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
So I wanted to ask New Yorkers their thoughts on P. Diddy and what he's done. P. Diddy.
Yeah. Specifically, what question do you have?
And it's turning out that everything that people were saying about him is true. So how do you feel about the fact that he might finally pay for his crimes?
Crime is bad. It's so good that he's paying.
For people who are afraid to speak out, what would you say to them to encourage them to?
How can anything stop if no one says anything?
You have to make it a vital point to stand up to that shit and say what you can regardless of what happens, man.
What do you think about the fact might finally start paying for what he's been doing?
It's not up to the court of public opinion. We have a justice system in this country. If he did what they say he did, which looking like he did,
yeah.
If he did that, then he should absolutely be held responsible for his actions.
Yeah, there's no reason. If he's guilty, he's guilty, you know. The court will find him and then go to jail or whatever.
Did you hear about P. Diddy?
I've heard, like, on TikTok a lot, like, Cat Williams and a lot of other celebrities will speak about, like, certain people that are established in the industry, they will try to reach out to people that's like, oh, if you want to be bigger, if you want to pop right now, do this favor for me, and then here, you get this deal, get this, boom, now you're famous, now you got all the money you want, you don't got to worry about nothing else. And then at the same time, I heard like they were trying to make the anonymous witness not be anonymous or something like that.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, okay, they have the anonymity for a reason. This is an established celebrity, so the blame is on everyone. It's equal blame. Like, the person who has the power isn't in more blame than the person who didn't have that power necessarily in the scenario. Because there was a certain point where the person without the power approached the person with the power, or the person with the power approached the person without the power. And there was mutual acceptance at some point. And okay, yeah, there are scenarios where like people force things on other people. I know those are separate scenarios. But in situations like this where it's like people delay to say what happened or to feel like, oh, I'm gonna tell the truth, I'm gonna speak out on what I feel is right. When you have that delay, you're already allowing the power to grow. So it's like once you're allowing the power to grow and you delay, now you're less credible because why didn't you come out right away? Like, I'm not saying necessarily that people are wrong. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just...
Usually people are scared, you know, like the whole, remember the Me Too movement? Like when that happened? It's like it took maybe one or two people to finally give the strength for the other people to come out.
Exactly. So it's like, to me, don't allow fear to stop you. Because when you allow fear to stop you, that's when you let the people in power win. They only have power over you as long as you're afraid of them. If you have no fear of them, then it's like you have power over yourself and you know what decisions to make to not necessarily lead you down a certain path.
Did you guys hear about P. Diddy?
P. Diddy? No, I don't have an Instagram. You gotta help me out.
The rapper. Yeah. So there's a lot of there's court documents coming out now that he's done a lot of horrible things. Think about Harvey Weinstein, but in the hip hop world.
I think it's incredibly brave anytime that anybody has, again, like the heart to speak out against people.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that you have to. If that's not your journey, if you don't want to come to the public with, you know, what all of your, then you don't have to. If that's not your journey, like, you know, I don't know. That's a touchy subject for me.
Yeah. I think good for them. Like Eden said, it's really a scary thing and it's very, very brave to do. And I think that in our, the dynamics of he's extremely wealthy and in a position of power, it's hard for those people to want to speak out against that, for sure.
How do you feel about the whole power dynamic that goes on in these industries? How can we make it stop?
It's yucky. I think
bad.
that
Just feeling bad about it.
I think a lot of times artists feel isolated in this and like in the industry, and I think that if more speaking up, not just for yourself but for others, if you feel a shady situation with a coworker or a fellow artist, like be aware of it. And it's easier for me on the outside to speak up for somebody who's in it than somebody who's in it to speak up for it.
Harvey Weinstein, we gotcha. R. Kelly, we gotcha. P. Diddy's next. Heard about P. Diddy?
Yeah, I mean, I know who it is. It is a good thing to speak out, but of course it is a really hard thing to do because there's so many situations where the opposite of what you've described happens, where people do speak out and things don't end up going the way that they want them to, like people don't end up getting the justice they deserve. So I'm so glad that whoever spoke up about P. Diddy is getting the justice they deserve, but I also know that a lot of people could be scared to speak out because they've seen so many cases where that didn't happen.
If you have a message for P. Diddy, what would it be?
Fuck off, I guess. Damn.
P. Diddy. Sean Combs. You, your mammy, your daddy, you ain't the pappy. Well, you probably is. You're giving AIDS. You're giving AIDS. Stop people up to stop getting up with little kids. You, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, all y'all motherfuckers. I hope you.
And there you have it, guys. New York City for you. So you down to talk about P. Diddy?
Hell yeah. I'll talk about it.
What do you think about what's going on with him?
That motherfucker did it. Like OJ, he did it. Did you watch the video of Justin Bieber? Justin was scared. He said, you don't call me and hang out like we used to. Justin said, you tried to reach me through my my manager and you don't have my phone number. He was like, give me your phone number. He was like,
Really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
What do you feel about the people that are coming out now? Remember his girlfriend?
Carisha, please. Speak about it. You know what happened. You know why you was that.
Do you think P. Diddy is too powerful for them to speak against?
No, he ain't. Don't nobody give a about P. Diddy.
How do you feel about what he's done to the hip-hop industry?
I think he got an island too. Did I say that?
Yeah, Epstein Island.
Who? Diddy Island.
If he finally gets convicted, are you gonna be happy?
Hell yeah. Get that mother. What he did to them people, ain't nobody deserve no like that. Don't nobody deserve no like that.
This not really Diddy, is it? Really?
That's really Diddy, bro.
Lying. Stop touching me. What are you talking about? Stop touching me.
Hey, yo, what's up?
That's crazy. Where Carisha? Where Carisha and them? No, Diddy.